Welcome to our project, Customer Lifetime Value Prediction. And in this part of our data science project, we're going to do the hyperparameter tuning of the model that has given us the best performance, which is the random forest. Choosing what parameters to use, what we will do is we're going to use the grid search CV. So here, we import the grid search CV from the sklearn, that model selection. So we have these different parameters. We have the max depth, which determines the maximum depth of the tree that we're going to use. But in this case, we have here three choices. We have 10, 20, and then 30. And for the n estimators, this gives us the control as to how many trees we're going to use inside the classifier. So we have 100, 200, and 50. And for the bootstrap, it can be true, it can be false. So we are going to identify later which one is more effective. Then for the max features, which is the maximum number of features that is allowed for our random forest to try in the individual tree. So we have the auto, we have the square root, and we have the log2. What do these things mean? Let me discuss some things about these three because they are really very important. So when we say auto or none, again, it is auto, it can be none. This means that we take all the features which make sense in every tree, and this means that we do not put any restrictions. When we say the square root, it simply means we take the square root of all the number of features in the individual run. And the log2, it means we take the log2 of all the number of features in the individual run. Sometimes we also have 0.02, I mean 0.2, which means we take just a 20% of the variables in individual run. So let's execute this one. So we have here the CV5, so the cross validation is 5, and the end jobs, which is equal to -1, which is in the core, and then jobs, which means we have the run parallel of both the fit and the prediction. And of course, we return a twin score. So let's run this, right? And this may take some time. And if you're waiting, just have some coffee, grab some tea if you want, because the computational power, the computational processes for this grid search CV may take a very long time. So let's just wait. So we now have the results of our grid search, and based on the results, the bootstrap is true, the max depth is 10, and the max features is auto, and n estimators is 50. So we have these best parameters for our model. What we will do next is that we're going to identify how good, how efficient our model is using the different evaluation metrics. We have the RMSE, the MAI, and then the R squared. So we fit the X train and the Y train, of course, using with the different, with that best parameters, best params. So let's execute this one. All right, so we have the RMSE is 0.19, MAI is 0.0972, R squared is 0.9106. So in comparison to the model which does not have any grid search, we could say that, and we can see that the one that does not have any hyperparameter tuning is performing better. So we won't stop from there. What we will do is that we're going to use the ADA boost, and let's see how it behaves, how it performs. So we import the ADA boost regressor from the sklearn ensemble, right? So let's run this. And we also have the max depth here, which is 5. So we use the criterion MSA, and our n estimators is 150. And let's fit our X train and Y train to the ADA boost. So let's execute this. And let's wait for some few minutes. The model is still making some calculations. So let's see how it predicts and how it performs using, of course, the three evaluation metrics. So let's execute this one. Let's see the performance. So we have the R squared is 0.89. Actually, if you could see the results here using the other boost is somewhat lower. It's really lower in comparison to using the grid search hyperparameter tuning. Now, what we will do is we're going to identify the feature importances. So let's see which features are really the most and more relevant to the customer lifetime value. So we first have the RF feature importances here. So we make that as another feature F importance. Then we make a list of the different columns. And then we have the data frame of the F importance and the F list. So we make the F list, which is actually the names of the columns, as our index. And we've made the name of the column, which is the results of this one, the feature importances, the scores. So now we have the importance, and then we sort the values in ascending order. Let's run this so we could see. So we have the number of policies is the most important thing, followed by the monthly premium auto. And as you could see, we have also a lot of zero values. So for better appreciation, we're going to visualize that. So let's execute this. Now, okay, so now it's better to see what we have in here. So have right. So we have these things. Now, after running all of these things, then we can make our conclusion. So based on the results of our feature importances, we could say that the number of policies, the monthly premium auto, the total claim amount, the month since last claim, month since last policy inception, or month since policy inception, we have the employment status, it could be education. These things are the most important features in our data set, in our CLV prediction. So based on these features, which of these features we could say that give or add more value to the company. So of course we do have the number of policies and the monthly premium. These two give the most value to the company. They add more value to the company. The vehicle size, the location code, even the gender, we can say that they don't have any impact to the customer lifetime value and even to the value of the company. So even without them, we can say that the customer lifetime value prediction is still making more sense with the use of these features because again, they don't add value to the prediction. So if you are an insurance agent having all of these results of the feature importances, what would be your primary concern? Are you going to focus on all of these things for you to be able to increase the value that you have or the value that you give to the company? Or in other words, which ones are you going to focus on for you to be able to have more sales and of course more revenue? So as an insurance agent, you're going to focus on, I believe, the policy advertisement. It's because this is the most important feature. The more policies that you can sell, the more value, the more revenue that you can get from the clients. Do you want to know more about this channel? Just click these cards. We do have a lot of free data science courses for free, like machine learning essentials, deep learning mathematics, and a lot more. Here, you can always learn an upskill for free.